Shiny Twilight Kin. They got better.
Yeah, they did.
They got quite a lot better.
Yeah, they did.
So, what do we think? Are they good now?
I think they were alright before.
They were very good.
I thought they were good before. They were much maligned, but I think they were also moving to the mono build kind of issue where they were good in a set way.
I'm not sure they were quite mono build yet, but they were very, very limited in terms of build style. And it almost became a joke to see an elf in a Twilight Kin list. Yeah, which is naff.
It was like seeing a dwarf in a Rocks, Glocks and Brocks list.
Yeah. But actually it was worse than that, because actually you still do see a fair few dwarves in dwarf lists.
They were riding on the Brocks.
They were riding Brocks and they were carrying sharpshooter rifles. Whereas you at Twilight Kin, you were at the point where either you were a Soulbane or you were a Crone, or you were sat at the back having a picnic. Wow.
Yeah. And it was an unfortunate necessity because you couldn't have just the elf unit unlocks.
No.
Because the elf problem was that their unlocks were shit and boring.
Yeah.
Not good and boring. Good and boring's fine as long as there's more than like 5 of them. But there were 5 to 6 unlocks and they were shit and boring.
Yeah.
So they had to be, and to be fair, that's why Twilight Kin were more interesting than elves for the longest time. But now,
Twilight Kin now, I think are very, very, very good.
Yeah.
So Impalers and Blade Dancers, the two Twilighty elves. The background behind these, which I don't think is a big secret, is that Twilight Kin were an army that came into being very late in 3rd edition development and playtesting.
Well, they had a call. They had a beta list in 2nd.
So the redesign.
They were actually fully redesigned to be their own special.
So they were redesigned quite late in the process, and were originally going to be based on Night Stalkers, and then it'd be a theme list of Night Stalkers. And then it changed to be a theme list of elves. So, in quite last minute, really, a lot of the rules were changed, a lot of the points were changed, but some units had their rules changed and not points. So, Impalers and Blade Dancers were costed for being stealthy and mind-first, because they were Night Stalker units, which is why they were very expensive.
Yeah.
And not changed. Equally, when we get to him, Mikhail was costed for being Defense 6 with Ensnare. Which is why he's had a 40-point haircut. So they're an army that I think a lot of people looked at this and said, what are all these units that are so expensive? Well, they were.
Who originally designed it with 290 points? Well, no, 270 points with Ensnare and Defense 6.
Well, this was playtesting, so this is how things disappear quite quickly. So
no, who wrote that down? I went, yeah.
Well, it lasted about 1 edition of testing, and then thought, no, that's stupid. We're not keeping that.
I question. I'm not taking an issue with someone getting rid of it. I'm taking issue with someone having the thought. It's like, yes, we could solve the Middle Eastern problem by just nuking it to non-existence. Like, no, you haven't. No, what you've done is worse.
So Impalers have gone back up 5 points from the discount that they got before, but have gained Fury from it, which I think is worth it every day of the week.
On units of that size and Fury's massive.
Impalers have gone from I would never take to actually
because they're a combat output unit as a regiment, which is they're actually a viable combat unit because they're putting out 12 hits usually. Yeah. Which is fucking. That's like
it's really good. Really good.
If your horde was doing 12 hits with crushing one, you'd be like, it's alright. Yeah, it's a 25 attack melee for crushing. That's like combat standard, isn't it?
It's good, and
that's a regiment.
They can now make use of their Scream Shard more often.
Yeah,
for life leech. So really good. Blade Dancers are better, but still not great.
The fundamental problem with Blade Dancers is that you're into someone who's got 2 Glaze Stalkers, they run up turn 1, you're not in cover, and then they take them off.
Blade Dancers, I think, are fairly costed.
Do you want to risk it?
Yeah. They're fairly costed, but they're paying for their speed 7 and elite and all that sort of stuff. They're just the kind of unit where you look at things like Soul Reaver Infantry, cry. I know there's a wild difference in points, but the survivor, the whole stats that you get for that extra 60 points is unbelievable. You know, you get 2 crushing rather than a thunder rush. You get
2 defense,
5 more attacks.
Yeah.
2 defense, life leech 2, more nerve.
I was comparing anything to Soul Reaver Infantry is not really a fair comparison.
Bunch of change, same as it always is. Summoner Crone, same as it was before. Mikhail got a big haircut. Can I just say now, for the record, for all you Twilight King players, the Shadow Beast Mikhail thing is a trap. Stop thinking it's as good as you think it is. Because it's just not.
If you've got like a 140-point character running around after your 230-point character, so he will on average have 4 to 5 more attacks.
People keep posting saying, oh, Mikhail has killed this, and this game, and it's amazing. And I go, yeah, and what would happen if you'd have taken another regiment of Abyssal Horsemen and a Crone? You would have killed this, and this, and scored this objective, and won this game. It's like, it's not as good as you think it is. It's shiny, and I understand it, but it's just not.
Yeah, Mikhail and the Crone following around with her Shadow Beast is pretty much like the points equivalent of an Abyssal Archfiend, which got a massive boost, and a troop of gargoyles to chaff, and you're like, the Abyssal Archfiend comes with those 5 extra attacks built in.
Yeah.
Whatever the extra.
I get it. I get that Mikhail, when he doubles, can go up to stupid amounts. He can, but
theoretically scary. So theoretically, all with fucking Shadow Beast is scary, but you're not going to fucking run it.
Stop doing it to yourself. Shadowhounds, my opinion of Shadowhounds remains as is. Just go cheaper or go more expensive. Either go gargoyles or go Abyssal Horsemen. They're fine. It's just that they fall in that trap that every mid-range unit does. Of I think just min-max it.
Not being good at either thing, so you take the thing that's more...
Go cheaper or go better.
Yeah.
Don't sit in the middle, in my opinion. The new Archfiend. I like the new Archfiend a lot. This went from probably the worst dragon equivalent to almost definitely
one of the
best.
Yeah.
Because Fireball obviously is shattering.
Yeah.
And it's better than a breath weapon. Lost Fury, but gains stealthy, which is big because of war engines.
You can always just buy Fury. You can't buy stealthy.
Yeah.
And
it's big as well because the big worry is war engines, isn't it? Yeah. Is 3 war engines, right, you're gone. Turn 1.
Because usually if you come against a Goblin player, they're going to outdrop you because Goblin players have no imagination and 20 drops. So like, right, that's what he's saying, is it? Cool. There's 3 war engines. There's me, what are the fucking dog throwers? Mark-up launcher.
Oh yeah.
Here's my Eye in the Sky wing it because I've got 3 of them and I am the biggest bell end. And there goes Dragon turn 1. Sweet.
That was worth 300.
I didn't do anything smart or clever. I didn't play well.
No,
I just
rolled dice.
I have more drops than you. I waited and then I rolled dice and this happened. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh great, that's 305 points gone. Well, 315 points gone.
Yeah. No, the Chromebound Archfiend is amazing because
I think he's really good.
The 9 attacks is irrelevant because vicious and brutal. Brutal is your 10 attack.
Yes.
In itself.
But people are always running 9 attacks and
it's got brutal.
Dragons are standard come with 10 without brutal or vicious. So you've got
brutal
9 with brutal and vicious.
Better than an attack in that situation.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed.
Yeah, most of the time brutal is better.
Yeah. No, very, very good. One of these is now snuck into my Twilight King list.
Which is nice because I've got one and I've never thought of using it. Not in 3rd edition.
I have 3.
I used him in 2nd edition because he had a lightning bolt, but they took it off him because it was too fun and interesting.
Yeah. No, like it a lot. Next unit I really, 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 really like. You know how much we were saying how boring Kindred Warriors are?
El Shield Wall, yeah.
Yeah. You just swap one stat around.
It's weird, though, isn't it? It's weird.
These are very, very tasty as a unit.
It's weird how making something better and something worse takes something which was dead average, middle, boring, and makes it, it's got this, but it's got this downside. Sometimes like the give and take is interesting.
Exact same cost. Yeah. And when people want to know about the calculator and the costings of ratios, and you maybe compare 2 units together and you can figure it out yourself. Exact same cost. Here we are. I love this unit. I think this is just wonderful. This is exactly what Twilight King needed.
Yeah.
It's an unlock that's not cheap. It's not a trash zombie unlock. It's still 120 points for a regiment. It's still only 12 attacks. But it's elf. It's interesting.
It's an horde.
It can be a horde, which is massive because they just did not have horde unlocks at all. This is the saviour of Twilight in a unit.
I like it. I do. And it's weird how such a little thing is such a massive difference than Elf Shield Wall.
Yeah, and it is a little thing, isn't it? But
Shield Wall is the most boring thing I've ever looked at.
Yeah.
And making an elf version is boring and insulting. Whereas Blade Dance and Neophytes, for such a small change, are far more interesting in use. Like they've got a place.
Yeah,
they have a place over spear elves. They're cheaper.
Yeah.
They're hitting slightly harder. They've got a bigger downside, so you got to weigh that up. You got to think about what you're doing with it.
You've got all the characters.
You've got your crone.
Yeah.
Thinking about back skin. You're doing this, that, and the other.
Thinking about stealthy auras.
You don't think about.
No one looks at a shield wall and goes, "Ooh, how can I play around this?"
Ooh, I might buy the brew strength. Ooh, where have I run?
Generic.
Where have I run like fucking 10 heal? No, you're never going to do that. But you look at it with these, you think about them because something so small makes them interesting.
I like them in almost all sizes. In fact,
yeah. I didn't really think about troops or regiments. I just went straight to horde.
I know, but
regiments for 120 points is very cheap unlock.
Very cheap, and with the Helm of the Drunken Ram, quite tasty. You know, for what it is, cheap unlock there. 135 points. Troops, only 5 points more than the bloody Stalwart troop, which I've been loving for my halflings.
Yeah.
10 attacks, melee 3, elite, speed 6.
You can't complain with that stat line.
That's good chaff.
Spot on.
That is good chaff, is that, of all of them. So you can still have your Chrome Bound stuff instead of all of these.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to take probably butcher regiments anyway. But like these are properly cut price.
Yeah. No, very, very nice. Very good units. Actually work quite nicely with the Blade Dancer theme down as well.
I think you might be looking at Blade Dancer regiments being 190 and the hordes of neophytes for 200 and thinking, I might just go for the horde because it's safer.
Yeah.
Which might impact on Blade Dancers who've got a buff. But
damage output to footprint, extra speed, thunderous charge, and there's things to weigh up there, which is nice. There actually is a weigh up choice.
Yeah. I think you go for the safe option.
Yeah.
But it's not bad that you've got more options here because there wasn't an option before. Yeah. So that's just fucking good.
Yeah. Twilight Gladestalkers. I hope everybody appreciates the irony here, because I am on record of saying that the worst item in the game by a long, long way is the Hammer of Measured Force. It is the worst thing you can take, because it is the only thing you are paying points to make your own unit worse, or you're paying points to do nothing for the majority of the time.
Yes.
And I wrote this rule. So I am fully aware that it is shite.
There's a lot of people like, the fucking Venom thing's really, really good.
I love that it's there because it's thematic and the fluff talks about Twilight getting all the way through imbuing their weapons with venom. They're supposed to have a huge collection of different venoms that do different psychosomatic things. People go crazy about. So we had to get it in here somewhere. And I did this with a heavy heart, going, right, well, I'm making these the worst. Worse than they currently are. But I don't care because I think it's worth it and cool and fine. And I also really like that they lose steady aim for it, because this for me fits. Again, I don't think it's the competitive good choice, but it fits Twilight Kin being more aggressive.
Yeah.
So that they shouldn't be moving up, shooting perfectly, shooting.
I like the idea that you look at your Elf Gladestalkers. Are they called Gladestalkers? Yeah. So your Elf Gladestalkers are these just amazing archers. These guys have got archery and they form a ranked unit and they fight properly. And that all confers in how their stat line looks. So they've got the melee 3. They're amazing archers. Gladestalkers feel like an assassin kind of unit.
Like a proper elite.
They've lost
special forces
because they've got like little they feel like shades. They've got like little handbows. So they're not as good at they're not proper bowmen.
Yeah.
But they've got the capability for it because they know that it's useful.
Yeah.
And then you look at when we get to it, Sylvankin. It's like Sylvankin feel like
hunters.
Proper awesome. Elf hunters.
Stalking prey.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I really like the whole thing of splitting the different Gladestalkers. Go listen to the Cat Charge episode where I talk about it. No, I like this unit a lot. It's very thematic. It's another elf unlock that you'll actually take in Twilight Kin.
Yeah.
You'll
occasionally your venom will fuck you over when a unit of snow foxes walks in and goes, ha ha.
I don't know. At least with these, as opposed to your melee 5+ zombie hordes that are taking it, you're still melee 3 elite. So even if you are damaging on 4s, you're still doing
damage. You'll be like, oh no, I'm running on 4s. It's like, you did get 2 extra attacks.
But just for the record, Hammer of Measured Force is the worst item in the game. But all continue to take it because I love it when my opponents do.
Or Crystal Pendant on a normal unit. Like, I put Crystal Pendant on some Gargoyles. Wouldn't that be funny? It's like,
fine with that.
It's a 130 point unit. You bloody stupid.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with my opponent taking the Hammer of Measured Force.
Blood of the Old King.
There you go.
That's a trap as well.
Not for that one unit.
Yeah.
So, adding to... It's like all the Christmases for Twilight King players came at once. We got another brand new unit, which is just yay.
Horrible.
I love this. This is how you write a balanced large Cav character.
I can't wait to not play
and
it.
You don't... This is what happens. This is what the Lord of Frostfang should look like without all the free shit and rules that it gets. I love these a lot. I think they're very good. I think they're perfectly costed to be an actual choice over the individual's Soulbane. So the Soulbane as an individual.
Well, you've got Soulbane equivalent now, haven't you? Like you're looking at elves have... It's not the same, obviously, but elves have like King and then you have Lord and Drakon.
Yeah, it's the same idea.
You've got that variant which didn't exist before.
You can basically mount him on,
which makes sense that they would. I don't know if a dread fiend, which is like a thinking animate object, like thing, sentient being, would be too happy about an elf suddenly spawn.
Well, but they've been spawned by the Summoner Crones, so you could spawn it to be whatever how you choose it to be. Yeah, there's a cool conversion here somewhere of like the spider centaurs with some ritual or some spider, where they've basically mixed them together. Mine are just riding tigers because I like tigers. But no, stat line wise, there's all the good shit. Dread is an incredible rule.
All the shit that you'd want, isn't
Stealthy is a good rule. Nimble obviously is amazing.
Yeah,
6 attacks is just at that bottom level of actually quite useful. 5 is a little too low for a unit like this, I think.
You see, I personally think he's a little bit of a wish list unit.
It's opposed to Lord of Frostfang.
I don't think people wrote that not knowing what they were doing, Elliot.
Yes, they do.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Someone wrote this knowing everything that had come before.
Can I say he is a wish list unit because I wrote him and I wanted all these things.
Yeah, no, that's.
I looked at my Soulbane. I looked at my Soulbane and said, "God, I wish he was a large cavalry version of him," and so I did that.
I'd like a little bit less of a perfect unit, if I'm honest.
He was more perfect, and people very rightly turned me down.
Yeah,
he had 7 attacks, and he had more shite. No, I love it. It's great.
I think he'll be all right. He's gonna be a competitive unit that you are going to take.
6 attacks is never going to set the world on fire.
I don't like the stat line of specials personally because I think it's too much of. Whoa, what do you possibly want? So I want everything in this with no take. I want to give all this, and I want to take any.
Well, he's got all the special rules from a Soulbane except one more cushion.
Yeah. But that's also because Soulbane has all the perfect things for an individual.
I didn't write that.
Minus duelist.
You can't blame me for that one. Lathiel, Bleakheart.
Is that how it's pronounced?
I don't know. But no one's realised yet. No one's mentioned online. She's a character from League of Infamy.
And she's really, really, really good.
She's very good, yeah. Her rule in League of Infamy is that the Eye of Valak lets her see into rooms that you haven't currently been in.
Alright.
Which is why she's got this rule. To basically marker-light somebody. From old Tau way of thinking. I think she's very good. Very, very good.
Yes, I would absolutely agree because Aura Stealthy is fucking money.
Yeah. And pairs beautifully with your Blade Dancer Neophytes.
Yes, you really fucking need
and
it.
Your Defense 4 Impalers and all your other stuff. Mm-hmm. The armour was basically stealthy anyway, and then the few units that weren't now are. Including your Abyssal Horseman.
Yeah, that's
pretty
big. Yeah, because quite often people will be like, they won't bother, and then they'd have a gun like, oh yeah, wait, they're just a 14, 16 Defense 5 unit. Like if I waver them, they've only got Fury, they can't fucking do anything against shooting.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her rules are nice. Obviously, it's fairly short range. She's on foot, but she's still going to be around and doing shit.
Because she's running up, being inspiring and stealthy while you get there, you don't put out about the fact she's only got Drain Life and Fireball. Yeah. But when she gets in, that Drain Life is money.
She is pricey at 165 for a wizard.
Yes. Well, she's a wizard before attacks and 13, 15 nerf for some reason.
No. So the nerf is staying, the attacks and the unit strength are typos.
Oh, the unit strength? She had a unit
strength. She doesn't actually have a unit strength. She's 1 attack, unit strength 0.
Cool.
Yeah. She's very good. She pays for being very good.
Yes, I do agree. I don't know if you'd go for her over a tailored.
That's the thing. She can't take any of the movement shenanigans. So she's not flying or she's not boots levitationing.
Yeah.
She's like a
or mounted.
Or mounted, exactly. So she's good, but I think she's not.
If she is behind those near fat, she's going to have to look around them. She's not going to be on a horse like.
That's it. Yeah, she's got a bit of seed stream life. Stuff, hasn't she? No edge periscope there. Formation. I really like the Soulbane on foot.
Yes.
Speed 7 and.
Yeah, I mean, Soulbanes on foot, you never saw them, so it's one of those things which is what formation is for, because you never saw them for a reason, because you just take them out. So this kind of stuff is important for a formation to do.
But
this is the point of them.
Enrage is just a very, very, very good rule.
That can be awesome, or you can be like, it just got shot off for nothing, and that's the way up you have to make with taking the formation, which is the entire point. So I like that.
Yeah, the blade dancing parts of it are nice, then they're fine. The Soulbane, I think, is the big star of that list. 7 attack, Soulbane. You could give him Duelist at that stage if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, he defends 4 now, so you might have taken Nungwa Shield.
Yeah, true. Also a very good choice for him. No, I like it. I think it's one of those formations that you definitely won't see in every list, but I don't think
you won't complain too much about taking it. Would you be quite happy to say that?
You're not a fool to take it.
No.
Overall, I think Twilight Kin did very well.
It's a big win
out of this book. I really like the changes that have been made and that they push everything back towards the elf side, and have a very unique feel over any other army and over any other elf army. If I was an elf player looking at Twilight Kin, I would be sad because
their elf players are already sad.
Yeah, sure. But this is how you write a lovely thematic themed elf army.
Yeah,
with all the cool shit.
There's a clear and present address. Yeah, of the problems there in terms of some of these units are pointed horribly.
Yeah,
and have little to no purpose.
Yeah,
they've all been given purpose and pointed appropriately. And then new stuff that's come in is actually useful and it fits a role or a niche that you needed. Whereas ours have got like boring shield wall.
But they exist.
Yeah.
Technically they do, you know. No, I think Twilight can do very, very well.